Good morning, it's meteorologist Michael Fecka. Welcome back to the 8:30 stream we do here every morning, Monday through Friday. We start off with a look at our forecast and we'll transition over to our top news headlines of the day with Casey and Mitch. So you don't want to go anywhere, you want to stay throughout the whole thing and get your fill of news and weather. But to start us off here, we are going to take a look at our forecast, or our weather headlines for the next several days. Well, more of the same. We've got some AM fog out there now that is mostly beginning to dissipate, but we've also got more showers on the way. We had some rain and thunderstorms move through last night and linger into the early morning hours today. Right now it is mostly dry across the tri-state. It is damp, but we will continue to see some more scattered showers and storms moving in here through this afternoon and into this evening. So more rain on the way. That'll continue into tomorrow morning as well before we gradually dry out and clear out through the second half of our Thursday, and that'll set us up for a beautiful weekend. We'll have high pressure building back in. As of right now, it looks like we'll stay dry with mostly sunny skies, and temperatures will also start to climb back up into the 80s. So good news for folks who have been a little bit cool, wet, and depressed this week from all of this rain, but we really needed it. It was such a beneficial rainfall, and luckily we really haven't had too much in the way of any flooding issues or even any stronger storms. Again, with any storm that we see develop today, we could always pick up that isolated damaging wind gust, but not expecting any sort of severe weather or widespread severe weather through today or tomorrow, just mostly rainfall and some thunder. But looking at our current temperatures, it's 70 degrees in Evansville and Newburgh, same thing there in Henderson, Owensboro, and down into Greenville. It's a little bit cooler to our northwest, 68 up towards Fairfield, as well as in Lawrenceville. So we'll continue to climb all the way back up, not much, but into the upper 70s this afternoon, maybe a few spots farther to our south over western Kentucky, climbing up to around 80 degrees. But with all the clouds and the rain that we see today, that is going to keep things on the cooler side. So as we get into tonight, we'll hold on to that chance for some more scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will drop back down into the lower 60s for our overnight lows. And then looking at our Doppler radar, currently we've got really a few showers lingering over western Kentucky, but that is about it. We've got a few showers there over Webster and Hopkins County, and then a few light rain drops there in Ohio. But we're dry north of the Ohio River, but we'll continue to see more showers and storms work their way in from the west. So here's a current look, a little bit more static look here. We're seeing just a few spotty showers there in Hopkins County, not picking up on any lightning at this hour, which is great news. So just continuing to be a damp, drearier day. Looking at our future radar, we'll see more showers and storms work in from the west, and then as they continue to work in from the west, we'll even see maybe that potential for an isolated damaging wind gust, primarily over western Kentucky, but I'm thinking a lot of us just see your typical rain and thunderstorm action, and that's going to linger into early tomorrow morning. So here we are, 9 a.m. Thursday. It is mostly dry at this point, but we're still looking at a few spotty showers and maybe a few lingering clouds before we completely clear out of here as we get through Thursday afternoon and into Thursday evening. And that's going to be clearing from northwest to southeast. So folks in southern Illinois getting in on that the drier conditions and the sunshine before folks in western Kentucky will, if that makes sense. But we're talking about rainfall. We've picked up several inches of rain, over 2 inches on Monday alone, and we're expecting an additional rainfall as we go through today and into tomorrow. Not nearly as much as what we saw earlier this week, but we could pick up again a few more tenths of an inch for areas northwest of Evansville. It looks like a lot of the heaviest rains today and tomorrow are going to be focused south and east of the Evansville area, primarily over western Kentucky. They could pick up anywhere between an additional half an inch to an inch today, especially with any thunderstorm that develops. They can drop a lot of rainfall pretty quickly. And because we've seen so much rain recently, we're starting to chip away at those burn bans. So Posey, Vanderburgh, and Warwick counties, burn bans have been lifted. Same thing there in Henderson, McLean counties as well. We still have burn bans in effect for White and Edwards County in Illinois. We've got Du Bois and Spencer County in southern Indiana. We still have the town of Providence in Webster County, and then a burn ban in Hopkins County as a whole. So that is what we're looking at in terms of our drought conditions. And then here's a look at, again, that severe weather risk. We do have that isolated risk for a severe thunderstorm to develop this afternoon with a damaging wind gust possible, but again, most of us probably just going to be seeing your typical run-of-the-mill thunderstorms and some heavy rain. And looking at our flooding threat, we do have that localized flooding risk as well. We've had it pretty much all week long. Any thunderstorm can produce very, very heavy rainfall locally, and that could cause some quick flash floods. So nothing widespread, just more of the same here, more wet and cool weather on the way for our Wednesday. But that is going to change as we get into this weekend. I mentioned high pressure is going to be building in, so we'll see a return of that sunshine, but it also looks like we may see a return of those drier than normal conditions. So looking at our latest precipitation outlook for September 30th through October 4th, it is highlighting a slightly drier than normal outlook there. So looking at our rain and storm chances, that kind of falls in line with what we're thinking as well. As we go towards the weekend, we're going to be nice and dry. We do have maybe some slight chances for a stray shower or a storm as we get towards Tuesday of next week, but it doesn't look like anything major is going to be moving through the tri-state within the next 7 days. So after this front clears the area, high pressure builds in through tomorrow, and then that'll stay there through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're staying dry, all that rain staying off to our east. And then as we get into Monday, it looks like maybe a few showers, maybe trying to creep back into the region, but it's going to be hard to do so. And then that high pressure system kind of just remains locked in to our north and east, and that's kind of just going to act as a shield, preventing any major weather systems from moving through. So that is going to kind of squander our rain chances, at least for the next 7 days. And then looking at our temperatures, that's also going to allow our temperatures to climb back up above average. So we've been enjoying these closer to average or even slightly below average temperatures the last few days. We're going to start to climb back up above that into the low to mid 80s by the weekend and into the beginning of next week. So not a return of summer per se, but definitely getting a little bit warmer, not the cool fall feeling that we're all probably excited to get on with, but we've still got some warmer weather on the way. And speaking of warmer weather, we're still tracking out the tropics. We've got Hurricane Gabrielle. She is a Category 3 hurricane right now, storm that is moving through the North Atlantic. Current wind speeds of around 115 miles per hour sustained, and movement is east-northeast at around 25 miles per hour. So it is moving very, very fast here for a hurricane at 25 miles per hour. It is a Category 3, but it is expected to weaken over the course of today and tomorrow back into a Category 1 and eventually move on into our friends across the pond as a subtropical storm. Likely going to be a big wind producer for folks out there. But looking outside of Hurricane Gabrielle, we've got two more areas that the National Hurricane Center is eyeing up for potential tropical development within the next 7 days. Both have very high chances of turning into something. So we've got a 90% chance and an 80% chance for two different areas, likely going to be forming here within the next day or two, and then that will likely take us out into next week. Right now, there is no forecast cone for either of those areas. So unless they become named, then we don't get a forecast cone. So hopefully they can just stay as some unsettled tropical waves and they just go out into the ocean. But here's a look at our 7-day forecast. More rain on the way today and tomorrow, but we'll be gradually drying out through the second half of Thursday. As we get through the weekend, high pressure will build in, and that'll bring us plenty of sunshine with temperatures topping out in the low to mid 80s, and that may even continue into the beginning of next week. So that is all I have here for the forecast. Don't go anywhere yet. We've got Mitch and Casey here with a look at your top news headlines.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Well, good morning, and thanks for joining us here. It is Wednesday, September 24th. This is the news portion now of our 8:30 stream show. I'm Mitch Carter.
That's right. I'm Casey Mason. Glad to have you back from assignment, Mitch Carter.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was solo the past 2 days in here, so it's good to have my co-anchor back.
Gotta have
in
the partners
action.
together.
So
Absolutely.
That's right. Pulled a couple of headlines we wanted to kind of recap for you guys here this morning. One of them is a safety alert. This one's out of Western Kentucky. So we are talking end of summer here, but you know what? These guys are still around mosquitoes. That's right. Officials with the Green River District Health Department, they're saying right now that West Nile cases are actually on the rise. So just be aware. Again, we know it's fall, but this summer staple here, those mosquitoes are still out and about. So they say so far that actually half of Kentucky's 6 cases this year are right here in our area, including 2 in Davis County and 1 in Henderson County. Officials are just asking you to take some precautions against mosquito bites. They say you should empty any standing water. You can use bug spray. Also, just wear long sleeves and pants while you're at it. So just a little heads up there.
There you go. And something new we had this morning here, talking about SATs and those tests and whatnot. Let me actually get that pulled up for you. Maybe. Let's find out here. I got it. Bam, there it is.
There it
People
is.
taking tests. You love to see it. New here this morning, like I said, a big change is coming for Kentucky high school students. So get this out, right? The ACT will no longer be their standard measuring point to get into college. The Department of Education in Kentucky is awarding a contract now to the College Board to administer the SAT starting in the spring of next year. KDE says the test could save the state more than $350,000 each year. So certainly a lot of money there. Did you ever take those back in the day?
I was afraid you were going to ask. Not the greatest test taker. As you probably have guessed, my skill was more in the communications department.
Certainly.
As being a big talker, I got moved a lot in class from student to student. I would always end up talking. Tests were not my thing. But yeah, I took I don't think we took the ACTs. I did the SATs over at one of the colleges. I remember we went, and my cousin and I were running late. I forgot my pencil. It was just quite a morning.
It's chaos.
Again, not the best test taker. How about you? Were you just off the charts?
I took them both. I remember that. I think I took the ACT twice. I think it's been a long
just
time.
for fun, right?
Yeah, but I feel, and I'm paraphrasing here, so bear with me if you're watching, but I feel like I went to Ball State, and I want to say the next year or the year after that, they were the first school, I think, in the country to say we don't need those standardized
You
tests
missed it
anymore.
by a
You can just
year.
have a good GPA and get in. I was like, thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks a
Spent a
lot.
lot of money and time there taking
Yeah.
those, but no big deal. But I think I did okay.
Yeah, I
But
think
we're
I did
here.
pretty average. Math portion, not so average.
I got into school. It's all that matters.
But I was like, if we could do a talking portion for the SATs.
Yeah. Can I get like a
pass with-
verbal response
Yes,
maybe?
right. So pass with flying colors. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, they just like talking about some of these like SAT stories. I'm just like, oh, I'm so glad that part of our life
Yeah.
we do not have to do anymore.
I have no
So,
desire to do that ever again.
Yes.
But for those taking those tests, good luck.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know when those others. I guess you take them all year, can't you?
I think
before
so.
School?
I know a lot of the go-getters, they would take the practice ACTs and the practice ACTs. And I was like, I'm just going to go in there and do my best.
Exactly what I did. I winged it, and look at me now.
Look at us
on
now.
television.
Here you guys go.
Well, shifting gears here, we do have some good news this
Yeah,
morning
this
from
is
across
great.
the tri-state as well. I'm going to pull a map up here for you, talking about some burn bans here. So following all the rain we got the past 2 days, more burn bans now being lifted there. You can see on your screen, let me pull this graphic down for you so you can check it all out. In Kentucky, only Hopkins County and the city of Providence under that burn ban. In Indiana, you have DuBois and Spencer counties, and then in Illinois, Edwards and White counties still have their burn ban. All those in place until further notice. But of course, as Michael said here, gotten some rain in the forecast, got some more rain today. So hopefully those are kind of on the way out here.
Yes, we definitely needed that rain for sure.
Definitely. So as far as today goes, I mean, I see a couple viewers here. William, Laura, Suzanne, good morning. Thanks for watching us here. I know William's talking about getting some rain there. Of course, we are happy about that. We mentioned there the burn bans. A lot of them starting to come off the board. I wouldn't be
Yes.
crazy surprised to see them all go away eventually, but as of right now, it was so dry for so long. Got to kind of keep an eye on that. Of course, it couldn't come at a better time. We're in the harvest season right now, so I'm sure the farmers are very excited about that. Just kind of in that fine line there. You don't want to get too much, especially because it's been dry for so long, but we'll certainly take what we've seen so far.
I like your thought process is our farmers out there. I know if you're thinking about, what about our bonfires? You know, it's fall. We're
That's
ready
true.
for
That's
a
true,
good
yeah.
bonfire and a pumpkin patch. So no,
All those
at least
fall
we can
activities.
do it safely now. So.
Absolutely. Right now, though, it is 8:44, coming up on 8:45. For those that join us this morning, we appreciate you. Of course, feel free to tune back in tomorrow. We'll be back here bright and early, of course, for regular sunrise. And then once
Yes.
again, on our 8:30 stream show.
That's right. And meteorologist Michael Fecca will be joining us throughout
Yes.
the rest of the week.
Doing a
filling in
great
for
job.
Byron, who's on vacation, lucky dog. But of course, we love to have Michael Fecca joining us. Right, Michael? You love it. You have to get up early, though, my friend.
He's smiling, I swear.
Running on coffee. So, well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Yeah, take care.